Good afternoon everyone and welcome to another CISA and Total Sports collab. My name is Olivia Bloomer and I'm going to be taking us through a 30-minute Vinyasa style class. Today's class is going to be a bit more of an intermediate class and we're going to be focusing on balance and core training and core strengthening. All we're going to need is our mat and ourselves. If you do have any existing medical conditions, recent surgeries or pregnancies, please make sure you have medical clearance before taking part in the class. Without any further ado, we're going to get started. So we're going to come to lying on our back to start off the class today. We're going to have our knees bent, feet firmly planted about hip-width distance apart, and I want you to bring your hands to your belly. So before every class, it's really important that we connect in with the breath. Slow down our thoughts and just connect in with the body before we start moving. So you can gently close the eyes or rest them, take your gaze gently down. And just start by taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. And just noticing the quality of your breath. Whether it's easy to take nice deep breaths or you feel like it's a bit labored. Noticing the quality of your thoughts. And just realize this next 30 minutes is a time set aside for yourself to connect in with the body, the breath and the mind. And you can keep your eyes closed here. I just want you to take your index finger and your middle finger and place them just about 2 centimeters in from your hip bone. So just in that soft space by the belly and the hips. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. And as we exhale through the nose, I want you to draw your navel to spine. And you'll feel a slight tightening under your fingers. And inhale, relax. As we exhale through the nose, tightening again, drawing belly to spine. And inhale, relax. As we exhale, draw belly to spine, and I want you to hold that contraction as we inhale and exhale. Keep that contraction and then slowly release. So here we're connecting in with the deeper core muscles. So you shouldn't feel a huge contraction, it's just a small one. Let's do one more. Breathing in. And as we exhale, I want you to contract and press your lower back against the mat. So you're almost tipping the pelvis here. Good. Hold for an inhale. And an exhale. Keep that contraction of the abdominals. Inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Back, rolling back into your neutral spine. So there's a slight space between the lower back and the mat. Good. We're going to add something on now. So breathing in. As we exhale, drawing my navel to spine, pressing my lower back into the mat, pressing into my heels as I lift my hips all the way into a bridge position, squeezing my glutes, pressing into my heels. Breathe in. And out, slowly roll down through each vertebra like stranded pearls all the way back into my neutral spine. Let's go again, breathe in. Exhale, contract those deep abdominals, press my lower back as I roll up into my bridge. We're going to hold into the bridge. You can bring your hands to either side of the body. So keeping squeezing the glutes, and I want you to think as if you've got a tray. You're balancing a tray on your hips, keeping exactly where it is as I balance into my right leg, extending my left leg out. Good. Take a breath in and out, and dropping my left leg, extending out my right leg. Breathing in and out, And slowly dropping my right leg, last squeeze of the glutes up to the ceiling. And then slowly rolling down through each vertebra, coming to lie flat. Grabbing hold of the knees and just rocking from side to side. Releasing into the lower back. Good, and then you can start to roll back and forth, up and down the base of the spine. And maybe you can roll all the way over your feet and come into a 4-point kneeling position. So my hands are directly beneath my shoulders, knees directly beneath my hips. Hands are shoulder width, knees are hip width. I want you to ground through all 4 corners and then extend your right leg out. So I'm pulling up my front thighs, I'm pressing into my heels, and I'm making sure my hips facing down, my foot's facing down. Taking my gaze just ahead of me, I'm going to reach my left hand up to my ear. So nice straight line from my fingertip to my back heel. Take a breath in and exhale, bring my elbow to my knee, crunch my whole body. So I'm pushing through my shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, extend, and exhale, crunch in. Inhale, extend, and last one, exhale, crunching in. We're going to hold this one. So I'm pushing through my shoulder blades, activating my core for 3, 2, 1, and extend. Drop my left hand. I'm going to pivot my left foot slightly off the mat, so my shins at an angle, and I'm going to turn to face my right side, reaching my right hand up. My right foot is floating above the mat. So I'm in almost a modified side plank with my right leg lifted. Good. I'm slowly going to tap the right side of my foot to the ground and reaching up. So tapping my right foot down and up. 2 more, inhale and exhale. Last one. And exhale, hold. Bringing my right hand down, turning my hips to face down, and I want you to tuck that right toe in, pushing through my hands, pushing to my shoulder blade so I can lift that left knee. So my left knee is tucked into my torso, knees bent. Good, and then slowly lower it down, tap, and pushing up. Slowly lower, tap that left knee, and push up. Last one, tap the knee, pushing up, tap the knee down, and come to a 4-point kneeling position. You can briefly take your knees out to the side, so either side of the mat, and just drop that whole upper body down into a child's pose. My hips are resting, lowering down towards my ankles. And take 2 deep breaths here. And then slowly walking the hands back up, coming to my 4-point kneeling position again. So hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Grounding down through all 4 corners so I can extend my left leg and extend my right arm. So watch that left hip is facing down, toes pointing down. Breathe in and exhale, elbow to knee, crunching in. Breathe in, find that length, and out, crunching in. So it's all about extension on our inhale and contraction, rounding in on our exhale. Last one, breathing in, extend, plant my right hand, and bring my right foot slightly off the mat so I can reach my left hand up and turn to face my left side. So I'm keeping that left leg up. Good, and slowly lower it down, tap, and exhale, bring it up. Good. Inhale, tap, and exhale, lift. Keep it going. 2 more. And last one, breathe in and out. Good, and then bring your left hand down, tucking my right toes under as I push through my hands around that spine so I can bring that right knee to chest. And inhale, tap down. Exhale, hover it up, so push through. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in, tap. Exhale, round. Last one, breathe in, tap. Exhale, round, and drop that knee. Both knees nice and wide, coming into my child's pose again. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And then slowly coming back into my 4-point kneeling position. I'm going to take my hands a little bit further away from my body and then tuck my toes under so I can come into my downward facing dog. Hips pointing to the sit bones pointing to the ceiling. Head is nice and heavy and relaxed. I'm grounding through my left heel and reaching my right leg up. Toes pointing down, hips squared. Take a deep breath in. And as I exhale, I'm going to hover my right knee to my right wrist. So coming into a half plank here, hovering my right knee. Good, inhale, send it back, 3-legged dog. And exhale, across the body, sending it to my left wrist. And inhale, send it back. Last one, exhale, knee to nose, so sending that knee into the center. And all the way back, 3-legged dog. I'm going to look forward, pass my hands, and step my right leg between my hands, coming off into my fingertips. Reaching my hands all the way up, coming into a high lunge. I'm going to focus my gaze ahead of me as I start to balance into my right leg and bring my left knee up to chest, hands to heart center. So I'm hovering that left knee up. My foot is flexed. I'm balancing nice and strong on my right leg. Good, keeping my hands exactly where they are. I'm going to start to send my left leg all the way back, straight out back behind me and hinge at my hips and leaning forward. So straight line from my head all the way to my back heel. Good, sending it all the way back up, knee to chest. And exhale back into my warrior 3 variation here. Good, last one, knee to chest, breathe in. And exhale, sending that heel all the way back. Stepping back nice and wide, reaching my hands up in my high lunge. Make sure my lower ribs are tucked. I'm almost turning my left hip to face forward, so I'm really nice and strong in this pose. Breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to open twist, open up my hands and turn my body to face my right. Good, breathe in, nice and straight. Reaching the hands up by the ears. Good, and now I'm going to open twist to the left, turning my body to the left. This should be a little bit harder. Keep your base nice and strong. And reaching the hands up by the ears. Bringing them all the way down, planting the hands. Sending that right leg all the way back into last 3-legged dog. And bring it back to our downward facing dog. You can pedal it out here. Dropping one heel and then the other. If you're really advanced and you want to go through a Vinyasa here, you're welcome to do so, or you can just rest in child's pose if you're feeling quite tired. And we'll meet back in our downward facing dogs, hips pointing up. Grounding through my right heel, reaching my left leg up. Take a nice deep breath in. On an exhale, bringing my knee to my left wrist, hover here. Good, breathing in, sending all the way back. And exhale, across the body, left knee to right wrist. And inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose, hover here. And send it all the way back. Good, looking forward and stepping that foot all the way through. Coming onto my hands and reaching my fingertips up all the way to the ears. Good. Taking a gaze at one single spot. I'm going to bring my hands to heart center and bring my right knee to chest. Foot is flexed. I'm balancing on my left leg. Good. Really nice steady gaze here as I slowly and with control send that right leg all the way back straight out behind me. So just like our first pose, I'm almost pushing my heel into the wall behind me. Good, inhale, right knee to chest, bring it up nice and high, and exhale, send it back. The last one, inhale, knee to chest, sending it all the way back. Good, and stepping back into my high lunge, reaching my hands up by the ears. Breathe in, find length through the spine, and open twist, turning to the left. Breathe in, back to center, hands by the ears, and open twist to the right. Keep your balance, keep that static, stable foundation. And hands come back to the ears, reaching the hands down to the mat. I'm sending my left leg all the way back into a three-legged dog. Good, dropping all the way back to down dog, dropping the knees nice and wide, big toes together as I sink all the way down. Taking a few deep cleansing breaths here. Taking a moment to connect in with the breath. Often when we start to strain ourselves, especially in the balancing poses, we can start to hold our breath or change our breath. So just connecting in with your natural rhythm here. And then begin to awaken through the fingers, maybe give them a little wiggle. And then coming up so that my hands are directly below my shoulders, my fingers are really nice and spread, and I'm not sinking through my shoulder blades, I'm really nice and strong pushing through them. So I'm active in my upper body here. I want you to extend that right leg back behind you, push into the heel, so I'm up on, tucking my toes, and then extend that left leg. So now I'm in a plank. Always option to be in a half plank here, so really push through the shoulder blades, and those legs are active, so I'm pushing through my heels and pulling my front thigh to meet my back thigh, activating in the core. Good, I want you to hover that right foot a few centimeters above the mat. As I exhale, I'm going to bring my knee to my right elbow, hover, and all the way back. Knee to left elbow, stay firm in your plank, and back. Last one, knee to center, and then not coming all the way back, just sending that right leg all the way through to off the left side of the mat, planting it to the right hand, and maybe reaching that left hand up, and really push through your right heel of the hand as if someone had a rope around your waist and they were pulling you up. Nice and strong here. Good, and then planting my left hand, coming back into a plank, and then rolling onto the outer side of the foot and coming to a side plank facing the right side. So I'm not sinking into that left shoulder, I'm pushing in and also reaching that torso up to the ceiling. You can always be on your knee here. Good. Maybe taking the gaze up if you feel comfortable. And then slowly coming back into a plank, dropping the knees, really quite narrow now, and then dropping our chest and reaching the arms back so I can really melt my chest over the knees. Again, just taking the time to connect in with the breath before we go on the other side. And then extending both hands out in front of you. First setting my hands nice and steady, so fingertips spread. It'll just give you a bit of support here. Hands directly below my shoulders, and I'm not sinking to the shoulder blades once again. I'm just going to tuck my left toes under, so really push into the heel so that the lower body is also active here. And then when I feel set, I can extend my right leg too. So getting set in my plank, focus in. Let's inhale, hover my left foot off the mat. And exhale, let's bring my knee to my wrist. So watch, I'm staying in the plank. Inhale. And exhale to right wrist. Inhale. Exhale to center. And then keeping there, extending my left foot out to the right side of the mat, straight out. And then lifting my left hand, reaching up to the ceiling, maybe taking the gaze up and really push up. So you're finding almost that bend in the side body. And then slowly reaching the right hand back, coming back to a plank and rolling onto the right outer sides of the foot, turning my body to face the right now and reaching my left hand up into a side plank. Option always to be on the knees. You can have the feet stacked or split, whichever feels comfortable to you. Maybe you take the gaze up. We've got 2 more steady breaths here. And slowly come back into a plank, dropping my knees down, sitting my hips all the way back to my ankles and reaching the hands behind me. Take 3 deep breaths here. And then slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. And we're going to come to a seated position with the feet out nice and wide. So you can choose how wide you want the feet. Just make sure that your knees aren't collapsing in. So you're at a place where your knees can be pointing up. Really important here, my whole spine is really nice and straight. If I feel like I'm rocking back and my lower back is caving in, you can get something to sit under, or maybe just bring the feet a little bit closer or bend the knees. So I'm sitting up really nice and straight here. My shoulders are rolled back and down. I'm reaching my hands out to the side, so I'm in a T position, and I'm keeping really nice and straight in my whole upper body. I'm taking a nice deep breath in, finding length on that inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to bring my right hand to my left foot, so cutting across, straight across. So I'm turning my torso towards the left. Inhale, find length. Exhale, other side. Inhale, find length. Exhale, other side. So go a little bit taller on every inhale. Try and keep that length as I slice across to the other side. Keep it going, sinking in with your breath. We'll do 1 on either side. And coming back up on from that T position, and then you can bring them in front of you. I want you to try and keep that length in the spine, grow a little bit taller. And I want you to lean forward on your sit bones, maybe bring out the fleshy bits here and lean forward on the hips. So you can go as far as you can down, making sure you're not rounding too much in your lower back. Try and keep a straightish spine here. Meeting your edge today, maybe you're over here, maybe you're all the way flat down, wherever you are. We'll take 4 deep breaths here. You can rest the head, make this a real passive pose. And then slowly walking the hands up to the hips. I want you to come to lie on your backs, hugging my knees to my chest and just rocking from side to side. Bring your hands out into a cactus position, so 90 degrees with the elbows, and slowly dropping the knees off to the left. You might need to readjust here and make sure that that right shoulder blade is relaxed in the mat. The whole upper body is relaxed. And if you feel really comfortable here, you can maybe slide your right calf under your left knee. So getting a little hook there, a little extra bind, a little bit deeper into the twist, and then take your gaze over that right shoulder. Really important here to slow down the breathing. So inhaling for 4 counts and trying to get your exhale from 6 to 8 counts. So making that exhale longer, relaxing into the body. Take one more deep breath in here and out. Bring the head back to center and the legs back to center. And crossing the legs, bringing the feet and knees together and just dropping them off over onto the right side. You might need to shuffle a little bit to get more comfortable. If you did so on the other side, maybe tucking that left calf under the right knee. And taking my gaze over that left shoulder. Starting to slow the breath again. Making sure that exhale is longer than the inhale. Last deep breath in here and out. Bringing the head back to center and then the legs. Giving one last little rock here, so knees to chest. And we're going to finish off the class today with some relaxation in our Shavasana pose, our corpse pose. So extend the legs out in front of you and bring the arms out, palms facing up. Feet are hip-width distance apart, and I'm just letting my feet flop out to the side, so I'm really relaxing into that hip joint. My palms are facing up so that I'm relaxing into my shoulder joint. As I exhale, I want to relax my shoulders away from the ears. And just lightly closing the eyes here or taking the gaze down. Relaxing the space around the eyes, unclenching the jaw, relaxing into the fingers and the toes, and just taking this moment to let your body digest all the movement, all the stretching and strengthening that's just done. And then I just want to spend the last few minutes just focusing in on the breath again, making sure our exhales are longer than our inhales. So maybe if you want to try and inhale for the count of 4, holding at the top and exhaling to the count of 6. If that's not comfortable, then just taking a breath of your choice, just making sure we're lengthening the exhales. So keep it going in your own time. Every exhale, finding you can relax deeper into the body, release any parts that you're holding. And then wherever you are in the next breath cycle, just completing one more round. nice deep inhale through the nose for 4 counts. Holding at the top, and let's exhale side out nice and slow. Slowly begin to awaken through the fingers and the toes, giving them a little wiggle. Reaching the hands up by the ears, interlacing the fingers, pointing the toes, reaching the body nice and long. Breathe in and out, relax. Rolling onto our left side and using our hands to push us up into a seated position of your choice. Growing nice and long through the spine. We're going to take one last breath all together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So inhale for 4, hold, and side out. Gently opening the eyes if you had them closed. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. If you are interested in more Total Sports and CISA collabs, every day this week they'll be at 12 o'clock. So if you are interested, please stay tuned on the Total Sports social media and Facebook page. Have a lovely rest of your day, and namaste.